Good morning, everybody. It's Ken. Coming in with my weekly update of the van. This week, we're not going to do a lot of work on the van this weekend. We're actually going to take it out for a trial run. And this morning, what I'm doing is knocking out a couple of last minute items that we'll need and cleaning and packing up the van to get ready to go to a local state park. When I say local, I mean we live right next to a state park, so we're a couple of miles at most from our camp spot right now. So we'll be close enough that if something goes wrong, we forgot something, we always come home, figure out what we need, and go from there, or go back out. It's Friday. We're staying tonight and tomorrow at the park, and so we're pretty excited about that. And let me run you through a couple of things since last week that we did last weekend to ready up for this weekend event. So you may recall I had put in the sink. Last weekend we actually did the plumbing though, and I'll do a separate video on that, so I'm not going to hook it up and run it. But basically I need to cut this morning the supply tube. These are 6-gallon BPA free cans from Reliance. I actually got all 3 of these at Walmart. It was the only 3 they had, so I emptied their shelf. These 2 will be my 6-gallon supply tanks, and they will feed from my 12-volt water pump here up to the faucet, and I'll just use one of them. Let me take one of these out here. I have a third one then that he is my gray water tank. I am not a fan of plumbing, and I spent a lot of hours at Lowe's trying to figure out what I needed to do. So I found these flexible traps because I did want a trap. I didn't want any smells coming into the van. And so I kind of took 2 of them and put them together in a loop, and actually it works really well. We tested it last weekend. We ran the water. We ran probably a half of one of these tanks through. That pump is really loud, so I need to come up with something for that. But when I look at the back there, with the metal and the foil, that's creating a lot of echo. So I'm going to work on some kind of foam sound deadening and see what I can accomplish there. Or maybe at some point we just get a quieter pump or do something else with it. But at the end of the day, we do have running water. We have 12 gallons fresh. I'm only going to hook up 1 tank at a time, so when that tank goes empty, I know I need to empty the gray water so we don't have ourselves a mess. So that will be our plumbing situation and our sink situation. I had showed you the pantry before. I put the shelves in this week. The one thing I haven't done yet is I was going to put some little ridges across the front here. Maybe just some like 1-inch by 1/4-inch strips here that just keep things in place, or maybe some kind of quarter round piece of trim on the front of these to keep things on the shelf. But I installed 3 shelves. I did not install this shelf yet because I only had time to actually make 1 cabinet door for this, and this cabinet door is made out of 1/4-inch birch with 1 by these are 2-inch by 1/4-inch pieces of poplar as kind of a shaker face, and I'm going to hinge them on this morning. And I'm going to put 2 doors on this pantry, and the top door and the bottom door will actually meet at this shelf. So the top door will come to here, bottom door will open up and just expose the bottom 2 shelves. I didn't want it like opening up midstream inside within the middle of a shelf. So that was that, and we'll get that hinged on today before we go. And I'll do more involved videos of these as we go. But this actually turned out kind of nice. I was going to do a solid piece of wood, but weight-wise, going with the 1/4-inch dress ply and then trimming it out, excuse me, it gave me the thickness I need to do to put my hinges on. But really, and I think it looks nice, and it really changed the game as far as weight is concerned. That's a whole different weight. I mean, it's really light. Real quick, the back table. You can see my wife, Beth, she kind of took some like marine type looking rope, and she trimmed out, she glued this rope in to be the trim between the floor and the benches down here, and that actually looks really nice. Tucked it all the way back in both of these sides. We finally permanently mounted the pedestal. When I first mounted the pedestal for the table, I just did big wood screws, and I didn't like them. They were solid, but I thought I just didn't feel secure with it. So I ended up pulling them out, drilling holes through each of those right through the floor, and I put 2-inch, let's show you down here. I put 2-inch quarter 20 bolts down below and bolted those in. And that actually is much sturdier now. And then this whole thing, drops down. There's the other piece of wood that we ended up cutting off the table in the back there to make the bed. Now the bed, last minute we got a mattress in from, we had ordered a memory foam mattress from Sealy. And that came in the other day, and I actually found it online, and it was just the right size. So I'll lay that out quick for you. To go into bed mode, we just kind of push down on both of these clamps at the bottom. Pretty tight fit. It's a little humid day. And then this mattress just kind of folds out and fits in really nice. So the mattress ended up being 73 wide and 54 well, I should say 54 wide and 73 long, which works out perfectly considering that these benches are the benches are 56 wide and the sleeping area is 72 long. The fact that the mattress is 1 inch longer than this is wide works out really well because it clamps in and this mattress isn't going anywhere. As far as width-wise, it kind of catches the van in the back there on the benches. So this mattress, it fits in nice and snug, and this is 4-inch memory foam, and honestly, it is really comfortable. We were a little nervous on the mattresses or the foam pads when we were looking at them because I just saw reviews. Some people think they're too hard, some people think they're too soft. So we decided to get this one and say, if it ends up not working out, we can always use this for a guest room at the house or something and go with other. I'd rather have done this so that we can use it and then replace this and use this somewhere in the house for guests at some point than not. So this is going to be our bed situation. And then in the morning when we want to break out of bed mode, because it's connected, and this is all in a sealed type of protector, and then we also bought a hypoallergenic protector to protect that, and then sheets to protect that, and then we have like yoga rugs that we'll probably use, like yoga blankets. We're going to use those for our actual blankets. We have 2 of those. So to put this away, then this just kind of folds up into itself, and then I can slide that out of the way and then lift the table back up, and we have a place to eat our breakfast here. Somebody can be sitting on that, or somebody can be sitting at that, or if the weather's nice, which is expected to be, I'm sure out at the campground we'll have a picnic table where we can sit out there and have coffee and so forth. We did make a last minute trip to Dick's yesterday to get a couple of things, that like a coffee percolator for the van. Our center piece, I don't have it in here, but we do have a a container, a lockable container. It's like a chest, a plastic chest that I've used in the past for outdoor trips with my truck. And it fits actually perfectly in there, in that slide. It has two wheels. You can lift it up on one side and roll it. All of our cooking gear will be in that, pots, pans, everything else, and whatever other supplies we want. And it will slide perfectly back in there. And the nice thing about it is when we're not using it, I can roll it out enough and it's sturdy enough that it can act as that step to get up there. So nobody's hoisting themselves up to get up top. The only thing we're going to have to watch, I noticed when we tested the mattress out the other day, I may have to figure out some kind of safety thing out there because, you know, it's a drop off of there, and I could, you know, if we were ever like camping in the middle of the night and you have the doors open to, you know, and you actually roll the wrong way, it's quite a drop down there, and that's certainly something that will wake you up in the middle of the night. So we'll have to figure that out. So that's my Friday update. I have to get back to the van now and finish getting ready. It's just about noon right now, and my wife will be home in about 3-4 hours, and I'm not sure when she wants to go over to the campground. It's a check-in at 3 o'clock over there, and so really we can go anytime. It's not like we have a major drive on our hands to get over there. So I'm going to finish packing everything up and getting the cabinet door on, etc., and maybe cleaning the floor up a little bit and turning the fridge on, getting it ready, and start packing that up with some food. And we'll catch you on down the road. I will say we may video something this weekend from, or post some pictures, or do some pictures out on Instagram or something of that nature. I can put that link to our Instagram account out there as well. But until next time, this is Ken. Like the channel, subscribe to the channel if you like the content we're putting out. Consider sharing the video. Leave some comments. Lots of folks are leaving some comments. Really appreciate the feedback. Some ideas going back and forth. That's great. So we try to get back to all the comments. I usually get back to them within a couple of days if I can. So, hey, we'll see you on down the road. Happy weekend, everybody.